Many times, we hear the saying that the poor and the rich alike end up in the same destination, the grave. The moment one dies, he is completely separated from humanity and he can't take any of his or her wealth along. Although we all know that the statement JUSR made is somewhat correct, the people I'm about to introduce to you are strongly in dispute with that fact and they've gone out of style to prove it. This post is about those beings who wanted to leave something behind so that you and I can remember them through it, and guess what, they succeeded. In today's video we are going to bring to you the most famous and expensive tombs in world. Number 10 on our list is Mr. Lenin's mausoleum, which is worth over $15 million. The man in question died in 1924, and ever since his death the Russian government has been spending over $200 every year to maintain his body embalmed in this amazing mausoleum located in the Red Square. Number 9 on our list is Westminster Abbey, worth over $18.5 million. The first thing I want you to know is that this very spot is currently a church in London. But before you and I came to Earth, it was popularly known as a burial place for those who are associated with the Abbey, especially the senior monks and aristocrats. When the 13th century set in, the building became a burial spot for the monarchs, but today, it has been used as the almighty final resting place for some acknowledged and respected British citizens. It is also worthy of note that due to the disappointing lack of space, only ashes are allowed to be interred in the Abbey. Keep this in mind, ever since the year 1906, the Abbey has been through several expensive reconstructions from time to time. And there has been no consecutive record of how much money was spent on each phase of the reconstructions. Wait, I vividly remember that Henry III was said to have spent exactly £46,000 in 1246 to build this abbey in what amounted to 25 years. This sum of money approximately $18.5 million today. Number 8 on this list is the Royal Mausoleum. This is amazing. Can you imagine a 33 acres of land, beautifully made private gardens with amazing luxurious mausoleums and graveyards kept privately for the almighty royal family? This royal mausoleum is surprisingly the largest building on the ground in Frogmore. It is also the place where Queen Victoria and Prince Albert are resting in perfect peace. Number 7 is the Humayun's tomb, which is said to worth $50 million. King Humayun was the emperor of Mughal Delhi, India. He left the earth in 1556, then later in 1569, his son commanded and successfully initiated the construction of the tomb in the sacred grounds. This same tomb costs around $1.5 million to build back. Then that is also approximately $450 million. Currently, the same tomb itself is estimated to take up $50 million from that total cost. Wow. Number 6 is the popular Lincoln's tomb, said to worth over $70 million. The Lincoln's tomb we see today was first constructed in the year 1915, and is located in Oak Ridge Cemetery, Springfield of Illinois. His tomb lies in the center of a 12.5-acre plot. It has a rectangular base which is surmounted by a 36 meters high obelisk and a semicircular entranceway. In front of the entrance is a sculpture of Lincoln's head. The nose of the sculpture looks more shinier than the rest of his face. This is fascinating, isn't it? Now people who visit the tomb usually rub their hands on his nose when they pass by, making it have the shiny nature it bears. Number 5 is the almighty tomb of Mumtaz Mahal, said to worth over $75 million. Commonly known as the Taj Mahal, Shah Jahan, a Mughal emperor, built this tomb 1632 for his late wife Mumtaz Mahal. These tombs lies in the center of a 42-acre plot and beneath it lies Mumtaz Mahal. This Taj Mahal cost around 32 million Indian rupees back then, which could possibly amount to $1 billion today. Now that amount brings the estimated cost of building the tomb alone to about $75 million. Pantheon's is the 4th on our list, worth $100 million. The great King Louis XV of France asked for it back in 1757 and it was arranged to be completed fairly quickly, but because the country faced financial crisis at that time, it took them 30 complete years to cut the ribbon. Specially, this Pantheon was supposed to be a church that should house all the relics of St. John VIII, but this curse changed in time. Number 3 is the Nintoku's tomb, worth over $300 million. It is unbelievable to know that the Nintoku tomb is the largest tomb in Japan. It is also the 3rd largest in the world. It is located in Sakai, Osaka, Japan, and it's truly amazing if viewed from above. This whole beauty was the brainchild of Nintoku, the 16th emperor of Japan from the year 313 to 319. Note that it is also believed that he lived up to 142 years before finally making use of this grave. Over 2.7 million tons of dirt was used to create the island alone, making up the total cost to around $300 million. Number 2 is the Valley of Kings, worth $750 million. In the year 1922, the tomb of King Tutankhamun was discovered in the Valley of Two-Bond Hills in Egypt. It is called the Valley of Kings because up to this day, there has been 63 graves found within it and we still haven't found them all. The most popular of the bunch is King Tut's, which is exceptional due to the incredible amount of gold used to seal this tomb. His mask alone is valued at least $2.5 million, and we came to that conclusion because we graded and ranked the most expensive religious artifacts in the world. However, the tomb had been robbed at least 2 times before its discovery, but the remaining artifacts add up to a whole whooping $700+ million. With the construction cost, it brings everything up to $750 million. Finally, the last on our list is the popular The Pyramid of Giza, said to worth over $5 billion. In the history of the whole world, this is the most expensive tomb ever known, with an estimated cost of over $5 billion. It is far more expensive than all the rest put together, and buried beneath the 6.5 million tons of stones is King Khufu. King Khufu reigned over Egypt back in 2589 BC. This pyramid is undoubtedly the largest tomb in the world, measuring 230 meters long on each side and around 150 meters high. There are about 2.3 million stones piled up together, forming this world's wonder. Despite the fact that the world has advanced in science and technology, some experts still believe that it would take up to $5 billion to replace the same tomb. Unbelievably, the material does not cost much because it was basically built of stones. It was a splendid miracle performed by slave labor over extended periods of time. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, share, and comment.